Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from a sort of interestinglife.com. You're joining me on board good old Narrowboat Tilly, and today we are going to dive in and have a look at this. This is my little Midori Traveller's Notebook that many of you may know I absolutely love, and we're going to have a recap of the last month of usage. Right, let's get up to the desk in the front of the boat and have a sit down and a chat. Right then, here we are at the desk. Let's start at the absolute beginning and have a quick look at what I've been using to fill this in with. So, we have got Palomino Blackwing pencil, nice and simple. We've got a Lamy Vista fountain pen. This is green ink and I absolutely love this pen. I don't know what it is, everything about it, I absolutely love it. Then we've got the Cotman Colours set. This is Winsor & Newton, and again it's pretty straightforward and simple. And then I like to use one of these water brushes that's got obviously the water in that part to actually do the painting and just add a little bit of colour into things. Now, I hope that nobody's expecting to see some amazing artwork as we open up the Midori itself. Oh, one final thing, the pen that we've got here is a Cross-Century Classic, and again, nice and simple, very minimalist, and I absolutely love it because it's so small. And it hasn't got like loads of bits to catch on anything or any like particularly hard solid edges or corners or anything like that. It slips nicely in and out of my pocket as part of the whole Midori wallet that I've got going on here. I thought we'd come in a little bit closer to have a look at the book, and as I was saying, it's not really, I wasn't intending to do it as a proper Dear Diary style thing, but it's turned into that in some respects. But I've tried to focus more on little sketches and drawings and a little splash of colour, which I can never ever get my actual levels of watercolour right. So you'll see as we go on that I probably, if anything, prefer some of the simple pencil drawings than the ones that have got colour. But let's have a look. Wednesday the 1st of July, woke up to find the local council already at the broken lift bridge. After a quick nose around, I headed off. Last night was a perfect sunset, moon sat in a blue-purple sky, boated to Bettisfield and was biking to Ellesmere, and then my tyre popped, which then led me to past the amazing Welshampton Church. It's absolutely wonderful, St Michael's. It's got a weird sort of zigzag in the slate on the roof, and it's just great. That again, this is what I want to try and do more of, these little general sketches rather than these attempts at actual painting. It's just like these little things, and you'll see there's a few of these as we go through the book. Now, this is meant to be the view through a gap in the hedge where I like to moor up at Bettisfield, where you've got the hedge in the foreground here, and then you look across and you've just got these perfect fields with a little road running through, and then you've got an old church, and on top of that as well you've got just the side of some sort of old mill building, something like that in the distance too. And it's one of the most scenic, perfect places that I've ever moored a boat. Absolutely love it down there. One of the things I will say again, this I think would have been better left without any actual colouring, because I've put far too much colour, and that's what I'm trying to sort of knuckle down on and get the hang of, is using less colour when it comes to doing stuff like this. So equally you can see we've got another little sketch of a lift bridge here. Oops, sorry. Hope I haven't been doing all that talking and wittering while it's been out of shot, sorry. So yeah, like I was saying, you've got your lift bridge little drawing here, which for anyone who's unfamiliar with the canal, you have a little handle that you can wind up and wind the bridge up so boats can pass underneath. And equally, the previous night was Fun Sarah Day. We boated up and down to Wixall and stuff. Pizza at the Jaspers, one of the few pizzas of the year that. And then me and Sarah headed out and started chasing lightning around. And while we were out storm chasing, we discovered, just painted or chalked or whatever, massively across one of the back roads in the middle of the night, and proper chasing a thunderstorm. So as spooky as you could get. The pain you feel today will be the strength you feel tomorrow, and all sorts of stuff like that in general. Equally then, like I say, 7th of July, perfect calm day on the canal. Saw Hannah and John off the coal boats, and really just moved down to Wixall ready for having her out of the water and having the whole blacked. So again, you can see here, this is the Carrigoffer Locks on the Montgomery Canal. This is all part of an abandoned stretch which is currently being restored. The locks are restored, but unfortunately the canal itself is not in great condition at all. And again, this is something I've been trying to work on with me pictures and drawings and stuff, is adding some sort of perspective, because even this here looks like we're looking down rather than across from a sort of sensible height, rather than being about 30 foot in the air. But that's the sort of thing that I'm trying to figure out and work on. So again, I hope that this isn't too rushed, or if you want to see more or less. Again, these are simple pictures that I spoilt by putting too much colour in, but this was after I'd boated up to Blakemere from Wixall after Tilly was back out in the water and so on. So that was meant to be looking across from the stern, where you've got just Blakemere opens up and it's amazing. You got the trees in the distance and reflections and stuff, and then this is all like the muddy sort of dusty trees and towpath in the foreground. Again, not my best work, and similarly with this, I feel that I could have done this much better. And again, I'm not saying that I can draw a good picture or anything like that, but I feel that I could have done a much better picture had I have completely left out the colour and just done a bit of shading. This is meant to be Frankton Junction, as you pass one boat moored up on the side here and have the bridge and opens up into a nice little junction area. What else? General things. Lovely evening by Blakemere, saw a rat, lots of toads. Sunday the 19th, perfect day, woke up early to find it raining. Within minutes I was boating through Meistermin, the marina, in super sunlight, amazing change in the weather. Moored up before Mad Jack's and enjoyed a perfect farmland, sheepy scenery. No wonder I couldn't read that then. So hopped on my bike and went to Helena's. Dad and my sister came out for a bit, and then Sarah came round for the evening. All great stuff. And equally here now, this is a view over the hedge, or over a gate rather, into just fields and that on one of the popular roads that I've been down many times, one of my most popular country lanes. So you've got your gate in the foreground, and again, this is more the sort of thing that I want to be doing. You can look and see across the fields and that here to the hills in the distance with little bits of tree and so on, but this sort of hardly any colour whatsoever is what I'm really interested in. And that's the absolute key, I suppose, to what I think, for my personal taste, makes it good or bad. And again, if I could have not had such deep, dark green colours there, I'd be much happier. So Thursday the 23rd of July, met Sarah and went off exploring around Queen's Head Locks and proper off the beaten track, and that's where the canal's currently leaking and being repaired as we speak, hopefully. And again, just being able to go and see the actual low level water there was amazing. Well, not amazing, it was quite sad if anything. Now this was a terrible attempt at a picture. I think this probably needed some sort of colour to add in, but equally, this is what I say, it's all about that learning, and I tried to do a super minimalist one, but it didn't go to plan, so then I started to add in more and more detail. Now what we're meant to be looking at here is the towpath, Tilly, the canal, reflections of the trees in the canal, the trees, the sky, loads of trees and overhanging hedgerows on that side, and then a rainbow going across. But equally, that's one we'll quickly skip ahead from. Wednesday 29th of July, let's have a look. A rainy day, all sorts of stuff going on in all of life. Shooting going on just down from Tilly. We've got a boat just passing us now, so I apologise if I suddenly fall over and it all goes wild. Oh, bathroom door's just flung open as the boat swings around. So yeah, drawing things to a close really here. You can see this is, again, just meant to be a nice simple canal bridge, no super over the top details, no deep dark colours, and this is far more the sort of thing that I want to do, but only in terms of the actual, like, very faint colours, apart from that band there, which, to be fair, in real life it is a very thick red band of brick that sort of stands out more than anything else. But you can see you've got a very faint sort of brown canal going up there and greenery around and on the sides, and that is from a day where me and my friend boated for 3 hours, but only travelled 3 miles because we passed through the locks at St Martin's, the New Martin locks they're called, and this is one of the bridges as you go through those locks and then back out onto the open canal all the way to Llangollen. So again, that's more the sort of level of colour that I want in these pictures, but I'd say that picture is focused far too much on the actual bridge, and I should have sort of zoomed out when I drew it so that you could see more of the general surroundings and so on. But really, let's have a look. Yeah, ending on, well, I suppose that has to be the end of Friday the 31st of July, the last day of the month. The perfect end to a great month. Stunning blue sky, sunny morning, a relatively calm and useful day. Did a bit of filming and tidying on board. Decided to bike to town quickly to do uploads and get a bit of shopping. Then biked back for a really peaceful night. Had an amazing yellow sunlight splashed across Tilly and the scenery in general. What an end to the month. More like this, please. And more like this, please, is a sentence that I use quite a lot. Right, we've had a look now. I think we'll hand over back to me, standing up, talking to camera, and wrap things up pretty sharpish. Thank you very much for watching. I'll wrap things up pretty swiftly now and say, please do feel free to check out my other videos for loads of boaty stuff. Feel free to add me on Facebook, Twitter, all that sort of stuff. And of course, please do consider checking out my books available for the Kindle. If you're particularly interested in the notebooks one, you might like my short book, A Narrowboat and a Notebook. You'll find links to all of my books in the description below, as well as Facebook and all that sort of stuff. And of course, until the next time, keep it bookworthy, keep it boatworthy, and of course, farewell.